later. Now over here, a very fine example has been quoted by me, of course. So over here, the example of literary theory as Louis Tyson gave us, it was of lens. So if you consider literary theory as a colored glasses of red color especially, and you wear them and you look at an image will not change, of course. It will be still, it will be motionless, it will be there in front of you, and what you will be doing is you will bring the change by putting those colored glasses on your eyes, and this will give the image a red color. So this way you will be able to look at the image from a different angle, from an angle that will offer you the hues of red. Similar is the case with theories. Theories do not change the text. Rather, theories help in understanding the specific angles of the text. Theories bring specific hues and colors along with them. And when you interpret or understand the text by applying those theories, uh, those specific colors and hues help you in looking at the text from a specific perspective or from a specific ideology. This slide discusses literary theory as it was referred by Louis Tyson in her book As a Lens. So, literary theory as a lens can be better understood by looking at the picture over here, as we have purple colored glasses, and we can assume that these glasses are representing literary theory, and we have a text over here in the form of a book. So when we look at the book, when we look at the text with the help of these purple colored glasses, the text will not change at all, of course. However, it will uh, these glasses will help us in looking at the text from a specific hue, from a specific color, from a specific um, understanding. Uh, for instance, if I take feminist theory as a lens, uh, these glasses will help me in focusing on the text only in terms of gender representation. Feminist theory is about the rights of women, and it discusses the role of women in patriarchal society, the society that is ruled over by men. So if I take up a specific colored glasses, if I take up a specific literary theory that is a feminist theory, it will help me in looking at the text from a specific angle, from a specific hue. It will help me in looking on the text with the help of a specific purple color, or with the help of a specific theory. That is, in over here I have taken the example of feminist theory. That means that um, a literary theory helps you in understanding the text from a singular or a specific angle. It does not interpret the text for you entirely and completely from all the perspectives, and it does not touch upon all the ideologies or domains or ideas. Rather, literary theory helps you in understanding the text from a very specific angle. It uses a specific ideology in understanding the text. So, in reference to the previous two slides, literary theory can simply be defined as a particular way of reading or viewing a text, or it can be defined as looking at a text from a particular point of view, or reading a text from different perspectives or a specific perspective. So we can say that a literary theory is a way of looking, is a way of reading, it's a way of viewing a text or an experience from a specific. As a student, you must have come across some people who talk about science in terms of logic, in terms of practice and application. And you must have also met certain people who describe literature as passive, as something that does not has more to offer to society other than um, just the stories. Or sometimes they just define literature as something that gives you pleasure or a source of entertainment and enjoyment. So in such kind of situations, as a student of literary theory, I would suggest you to uh, to always give them answer by presenting them with the notion of literary theory, that literary theory is a very scientific tool to analyze and to understand literature. And what is literature? It is actually the depiction of society. It is actually the depiction of everything that is going on in society. Either it is socio-political ideology, cultural or traditional norms, or economic condition, or of a place, or any academic situation. All of these discussions are done in literature. That is actually the portrayal of our society. So literary theory offers to interpret the literature from specific angles, as literary theory itself carries so many tools um, of analysis. So if we ask that is application of literary theory important, the answer comes up yes, it is important, as it makes us familiar with new ways of looking at, understanding and analyzing the world, text, society and individual. By applying literary theory, you are showing that you are aware of some of the different ways a text can be read and interpreted. Yes, uh, you are showing that you are knowledgeable, and you are someone uh, who has understanding of all the ideologies um, of the society. And so by applying literary theory, you are representing your knowledge of literature as well as literary theory of ideologies, and you are telling the world that yes, a text can be interpreted in more than specific ways which are considered as traditional ways of interpretation. Literary theory does not mean that a text is only feminist or Marxist. It Marxist. It just refers to the notion that a text can be read in that way too. Yes, a literary theory uh, does not only present with the lens of feminism or Marxism, rather, we have so many other lenses to which we can always refer to whenever we get the need of, and we can read and analyze the text by making use of those various lenses, which can be structuralist lens or post-structuralist, which can be a post-colonial or a formalist lens. In this slide, we will discuss the importance of studying literary theory, that what difference does studying literary theory create. Over here has been given a reference by Selden, Widdowson and Brooker's book, A Reader's Guide to Contemporary Literary Theory, and they have stated in their book that reading is an innocent activity. There is no doubt about it that reading is an innocent activity until and unless a reader gets familiarity with the word of literary theory. After a person uh, gets the knowledge of literary theory, he or she becomes unable to understand literature only in terms of aesthetics. For him, literature never remains a source of entertainment or a pleasure giving entity. Rather, it turns into a coded message that author writes for the reader to decode and interpret through close observation and analysis, by making use of the various tools of literary theory, and uh, to decode it for the understanding of the society. So after becoming familiar with the literary theory, a reader, after reading a text, starts raising questions like what is the meaning of this constructed work, or Is there presence of an ideology in a specific piece of form, or what makes a text so unique that we call it a literary text? So, when we start asking ourselves all of these questions, in such a situation, we never will be able to naively accept the greatness of the poem, or how much sincerity the author has shown in presenting a plain idea in his uh, work. What Rather, what we will look for the underlying hidden message that uh, needs to be decoded in the literal text. Okay, so this is the only reason for which we call that literary theory has both its advantages and, well, it's not a disadvantage, but it is something that is considered undesirable, uh, according to Selden, Widdowson, and Brooker in their book. They call literary theory having the quality like such, after having such quality, because literary theory has such quality. That is why all of these authors call literary theory desirable and undesirable at the same time. Desirable because we get to know about the ideologies of the society. We get to know why, because society is what depicted in the text. We already discussed in previous slides that society is reflected in the text by the author. So when we decode a text, that means we are decoding the society. While we are trying to interpret the society with the help of we are trying to interpret the text with the help of various literary theories as a tool. We are actually trying to interpret the society with the help of literary theory. So, this is what makes literary theory desirable when we start understanding the text with the help of literary tools. However, it is undesirable at the same time because it never uh, it never lets the reader enjoy a text as as only a source of entertainment or aesthetics. So, if you are a serious reader, you will start confronting the problems of the society that are discussed in the literary text after studying literary theory. But if you cherish the illusions of literary text the more than what knowledge has been given to you by literary theory, if you cherish the illusions of literature, you will mourn the loss of innocence. I have taken these three books as a reference in preparation of this PowerPoint. The first is Louis Tyson's Critical Theory Today, a User-Friendly Guide, second edition. I hope that all of you have this book, as the rest of other teachers, and I too refer to all of you to have this book in class as a primary source of studying literary theory. So, if any one of you do not have this book, it is available online. You may have it from there. A Reader's Guide to Contemporary Literary Theory by Roman Selden, Peter Widdowson, and Peter Booker. It's by these three authors, okay, and it's the fifth edition. So I do have it in soft form. If anyone has to need more about literary theory, you may have it from me. You can just email me and let me know. Text and Context, Writing About Literature with Critical Theory by Stephen Lenz, second edition. I have this in hard form. If any one of you be needing, do let me know about it. It's a very good read as well.